For Pacifica Radio, I'm Christina Onnested. Australia, Canada, Portugal, and the United Kingdom announced their formal recognitions of a Palestinian state over the weekend. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says it's the surest way to end Israel's war in Gaza and secure the release of hostages in Hamas captivity.
We are seeing the Israeli government continue to provide support for illegal settlements and an expansion in the West Bank. We're seeing a catastrophic humanitarian crisis unfold in Gaza. The idea that Israel is just sitting back waiting to negotiate is not what is happening here. This is about the world saying enough is enough. We want peace and security in the Middle East. This is Australia playing a role.
France today is expected to recognize a Palestinian state. It comes ahead of global talks at the United Nations this week. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu condemned the recognition, calling it a prize to terrorism and saying there will be no Palestinian state west of Jordan. He also said he'll make an announcement in response after meeting with U.S. President Donald Trump, slated for next Monday. The recognition from 4 Israeli allies joins some 150 nations that recognize Palestine as a state. This as world leaders are gathering in New York for the United Nations General Assembly. President Donald Trump to give an address tomorrow, Tuesday. The meeting comes amidst escalating wars in Gaza and Ukraine, starvation in Gaza and Sudan, and a funding crisis preventing a better life for millions of people around the world. Secretary General Antonio Guterres said an international cooperation is straining under pressures unseen in our lifetimes. Tensions are increasing between Russia and the Western military alliance NATO after Russia continues to intrude into NATO airspace, the latest fighter jets over Estonia. Estonia urged NATO allies to shoot down future intrusions. Russia denies the accusation and is charging Estonia with escalating tensions. Poland, which experienced an intrusion last week, now says it will shoot down objects violating its airspace. The United Nations Security Council to discuss the Russian intrusion. California has become the first state in the nation to ban most law enforcement, including federal immigration agents, from covering their faces while conducting immigration enforcement operations and other official duties. Governor Gavin Newsom signed the bill Saturday.
Saying enough. ICE, unmask. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? You're going to go out and you're going to do enforcement? Provide an ID. Tell us which agency you represent. Provide us basic information that all local law enforcement is required to provide.
It makes exceptions for undercover agents, medical masks such as N95, respirators, or tactical gear. It does not apply to state police like the California Highway Patrol. Newsom on Saturday also signed another piece of legislation that prevents immigration agents from entering schools and healthcare facilities without a valid warrant or a judicial order, and it requires schools to notify parents and teachers when immigration agents are on campus. Memorial services for Charlie Kirk were held yesterday. The conservative activist who railed against gays and trans people and used language that was racist, misogynist, anti-immigrant, and transphobic. Kirk was shot and killed during an open debate forum in Utah this month. A founder of Turning Point USA, his group would hold rallies against trans and gay people, the suspected killer in a gay relationship with a person transitioning their gender. Here's Kirk's wife, Erica, who now heads Turning Point USA.
He wanted to save young men, just like the one who took his life.
President Donald Trump was among the high-profile right-wing politicians to pay tribute to Kirk. He was less than forgiving towards his adversaries.
He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them.
On a series of social media posts, President Donald Trump urged his Attorney General, Pam Bondi, to pursue legal cases against his adversaries, including against California Senator Adam Schiff, New York Attorney General for Pacific